For thousands of years before the invention of banks, stock exchanges, or modern currencies, India nurtured an intricate system of wealth creation and preservation. Hidden in its scriptures, economic treaties, and daily customs were principles that feel strikingly familiar to anyone studying modern financial freedom strategies. Today, terms like passive income, compounding, portfolio diversification, and debt management dominate the conversation. But the sages, merchants, and rulers of ancient India were already practicing these ideas in ways that can still be applied today. The key difference is that ancient Indian economics was not just about money, it was about balance. Wealth was a means to fulfill life's duties, support society, and ultimately pursue higher truths. This is why much of their financial philosophy aligns so perfectly with the long-term thinking behind modern concepts of financial independence. The following sections explore 10 timeless principles of wealth creation from ancient India and how they still hold the power to transform financial lives today. Before we continue, I wish to let you know that if you want to strategically leverage on ancient wealth wisdom to build and grow generational wealth, you can visit us at ancientwealthwisdom.com after watching this video to check out our best curated ancient wisdom and secrets for building wealth resources. Or you can check the description and the first comment below for the link. Now to our video, Ancient Indian Wisdom that Predicted Modern Financial Freedom. 1. Artha and Dharma, the ethical foundation of wealth. In ancient Indian philosophy, wealth, Artha, was considered one of the 4 main goals of life, but it was never meant to be pursued in isolation. It was tied closely to Dharma, which represented moral duty and ethical conduct. This meant that earning and growing wealth had to be done in ways that upheld justice, fairness, and societal well-being. Texts like the Manusmriti and Mahabharata repeatedly warn against accumulating riches through exploitation or deceit. The belief was that such wealth was unstable and would eventually lead to personal and social collapse. Sustainable wealth, by contrast, was seen as that which benefited both the individual and the wider community. Modern parallels are clear. Businesses today that operate on ethical principles often enjoy better reputations, stronger customer loyalty, and long-term success. Likewise, personal finance experts advise that sustainable wealth must be built on integrity, because trust is an asset that compounds just like money. 2. The Arthashastra, a manual for economic independence. The Arthashastra, written by Chanakya, also known as Kautilya, over 2,300 years ago, is one of the world's earliest and most comprehensive economic treatises. It covers everything from taxation and trade to investment strategy, resource management, and national security. Its central theme is self-reliance, both for the state and the individual. Chanakya advised rulers to ensure that their kingdoms generated multiple streams of income, agriculture, trade, crafts, and taxes, so that no single failure could collapse the economy. Individuals were encouraged to diversify their skills and holdings in the same way. This concept directly mirrors the modern financial advice of maintaining multiple income streams to reduce risk. The Arthashastra also emphasized the importance of reserves and emergency funds. It advised storing surplus grain, maintaining strategic stockpiles, and saving during years of abundance to prepare for famine or economic downturns. This is nearly identical to the modern principle of having an emergency fund to weather financial storms. 3. The Ashrama system, ancient blueprint for early retirement. Ancient Indian society was organized around the 4 ashramas, or stages of life: brahmacharya, student; grihastha, householder; vanaprastha, forest dweller; and sannyasa, renunciate. The grihastha stage was dedicated to wealth accumulation and supporting the family. But by the time a person reached vanaprastha, the focus shifted toward withdrawal from material responsibilities. This was not retirement in the modern sense of leisure. It was an intentional pivot toward personal growth, spirituality, and mentorship. The idea was that by managing wealth wisely during one's working years, a person could step back from active labor earlier and live on accumulated resources. Modern FIRE, financial independence, retire early. Advocates follow a similar pattern. Work hard, save aggressively, and invest early in life so that one can pursue personal passions and live with freedom from financial necessity. Ancient India simply embedded this in a cultural framework. 4 tangible assets: gold, land, and cattle. For ancient Indians, wealth was not measured in currency notes, but in tangible, productive assets. Gold was favored for its durability, portability, and status as a universal store of value. Land ownership provided income through agriculture or rental, and cattle were both a source of food products and a measure of social status. These assets had intrinsic value and could produce regular returns. For example, cows provided milk, which could be sold or traded, and land yielded crops that sustained families and created surplus for trade. Gold was passed down through generations, often in the form of jewelry that doubled as emergency liquidity. Today, financial advisors still recommend a mix of real estate, precious metals, and income-producing assets as part of a diversified portfolio. The difference is that ancient Indians naturally prioritized these categories because they were stable, inflation-resistant, and embedded in the economy. 5. Guilds and community wealth networks. Merchant guilds, or shrenis, were a hallmark of ancient Indian economic organization. These guilds pooled resources to fund large trade ventures, maintained quality standards for goods, and provided mutual aid to members. They also acted as informal banks, offering loans to entrepreneurs and financing infrastructure projects. Guild membership was often hereditary, creating networks that sustained families for generations. This sense of community ownership reduced individual risk and ensured that wealth circulated within trusted circles. In modern terms, shrenis functioned like a combination of a trade union, cooperative society, and venture capital network. The principle of building wealth through trusted alliances and shared ventures is still relevant, especially in family businesses and investment syndicates. 6. Aparigraha. Minimalism as a wealth strategy. Aparigraha, a concept from Jainism and Hinduism, means non-possessiveness or non-greediness. Far from promoting poverty, it encouraged people to live within their means, avoid unnecessary accumulation, and focus on what truly mattered. This mindset protected individuals from lifestyle inflation, the tendency to spend more as income rises. By keeping needs modest and wants deliberate, people could save more and invest in assets that produced long-term benefits rather than fleeting pleasures. Modern minimalism echoes this wisdom. Those pursuing financial independence often reduce expenses to accelerate savings, understanding that true wealth is the ability to live life on one's own terms, not the possession of endless goods. 7. Karma and the power of small actions. The law of karma teaches that actions have cumulative effects, a principle that applies as much to finances as to morality. Just as good deeds build a positive destiny over time, consistent small savings and investments compound into significant wealth. Ancient texts encouraged daily discipline in both work and spending, warning against idleness and impulsive consumption. Wealth was seen as a product of steady, mindful effort rather than sudden windfalls. This mirrors the modern financial principle of compounding, where small, regular contributions to savings or investments grow exponentially over time. Ancient India may not have had calculators, but it understood the mathematics of persistence. 8. Time as the greatest resource. The Panchangam, or traditional Indian calendar, was used not just for religious observances, but also for economic planning. Farmers, traders, and artisans aligned their activities with lunar cycles, auspicious dates, and seasonal rhythms to maximize productivity and minimize risk. By treating time as a strategic resource, ancient Indians ensured that their labor produced optimal results. This respect for timing extended to investments, trade journeys, and even when to make large purchases or start ventures. Today's productivity experts and financial planners echo this wisdom when they emphasize time management, market timing, and the opportunity cost of delayed action. In both ancient and modern contexts, time is the own asset you can never replenish. 9. Dakshina and Dana, giving as an investment. Wealth in ancient India was incomplete without generosity. Dakshina, offerings to teachers or priests, and dana, charitable giving, were considered duties, not optional acts. This redistribution of wealth ensured social harmony and strengthened community bonds. Giving was not seen as a loss, but as a form of spiritual and social investment. Those who gave freely often gained respect, alliances, and goodwill, which could translate into tangible opportunities in trade, politics, and personal security. In modern philanthropy, similar benefits are recognized. Charitable work can enhance reputation, create networks, and even offer tax advantages. Ancient India simply wove these benefits into the moral fabric of society. 10. Legacy planning and generational wealth. Inheritance was carefully managed in ancient India. Families documented property rights, passed down skills and trade secrets, and trained heirs to manage resources responsibly. Wealth was often preserved in forms that were difficult to squander, such as land, gold, and long-standing business relationships. The idea was not just to pass down money, but to pass down the means to create and maintain it. Education, values, and networks were part of the inheritance, ensuring that each generation built upon the last. Modern estate planning echoes these priorities. A trust fund without financial education is easily depleted, but our well-prepared heir can multiply the family fortune. Ancient Indian families understood this deeply and acted accordingly. In conclusion, the financial wisdom of ancient India is as practical today as it was thousands of years ago. By combining ethical earning, disciplined saving, strategic investment, and a focus on legacy, Indians created systems of wealth that endured through political upheavals, economic changes, and societal shifts. While technology and markets have evolved, the underlying principles remain constant. Financial freedom is not a modern invention. It is an ancient aspiration, achieved through timeless habits. The sooner we integrate these lessons, the sooner we can build wealth that lasts not just for a lifetime, but for generations. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video if you found it insightful and helpful. And subscribe to this channel to continue discovering and learning ancient wisdom and secrets that you can leverage on to build generation wealth in today's world. Also, turn on the bell notification so you're always the first to be notified whenever a new video is uploaded here. And don't forget to visit us at ancientwealthwisdom.com to check out our best curated ancient wealth building wisdom resources, or check the description and the first comment below for the link. See you in our other videos.